Good day, everybody. This is the Ecclesiarch here, back with some more Horus Heresy Legions card reveals, and today I am bringing you none other than the Ultramarines, and on top of that, a new mechanic. So the Ultramarines are here with their practicals and theoreticals, ready to adapt to any situation due to their insane versatility, and their new ability really does reflect that. The new ability is called Strategy. So strategy is basically like a rally. So when you play the card from hand, you get to choose between two different effects. So think of this as a rally, but the one that always lets you choose two different options. And of course, the two different options are gonna be enabling you to react to different situations differently. So adapt to what your opponent is doing and basically due to very different but maybe somewhat similar abilities based on your situation. So without further ado, let us start from the common card, which is going to be Cass's Tactical Squad. So this is going to be a 3 energy 2/3, so very simple stat line, nothing like too crazy. I would even say like understated, but look at this. First, rally is to deal 2 damage to a random enemy troop. However, at the same time, it can choose to deal 2 damage to the enemy warlord. Now, the good thing about this is that it's not targetable. It's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Bad thing for the randomness on the enemy troop, because you don't get to choose which troop it hits. In a lot of cases, you won't have to, because this is a very low-cost card. So when you're probably playing this, your opponent just has 1 troop on the board, and it's just gonna help you trade. But the good, well, in some situations, of course, it's going to be bad that it has RNG. But at the same time, dealing damage to the enemy warlord without targeting it is really good, because it can bypass things like wards. So definitely a little nice little versatile unit right there. So this is their common card. Now let me also present a couple of rares, and the first one is very interesting. So we got Legionary Kilios. This is a 1 energy 2/1, so once again stats are not too crazy, but look at the strategy. All enemies lose stealth, or all enemies lose precognition. Now this is very good. This is very good because it acts like a very cheap anti-stealth, and it works on all enemies, by the way, not just one unit. But in case you're facing the Thousand Suns, for example, this card can be used as an anti-precognition ability. So this card has a lot of versatility in it, and is definitely, I think, going to be a good choice for anti-stealth based on the meta. If there's a lot of Thousand Suns, then there's literally no reason not to run this guy, because it's gonna basically kill 2 birds with 1 stone, anti-stealth and anti-precognition. Now let's actually take a look at a tactic, which is the Agis of Wisdom, 3 energy, nice art by the way, and the strategy is your warlord has frontline until your next turn, or your warlord gains survivor 2. Now, Survivor 2 for Energy 3, yeah, I mean, that could definitely work. The more interesting one for me is the front line until your next turn, because you're technically going to be able to like protect your board with this, but it does cost a little too much for that. It's also a tactic, so I believe it's not a theoretical or a practical, so you're probably not going to be generating these. Otherwise, it would be more interesting. So a little bit underwhelming from my point of view, but it really depends on what the other cards are going to be. Now let's actually take a look at a Dreadnought. So Ultramarines are getting their Contemptor Dreadnought, Ancient Tyranus, and it's a 6 energy 5/7, already a pretty nice stat line. I always like it when something has more HP than its cost, and it's quite simple. When you trigger strategy, deal 1 to 2 damage to all enemies. So this is a pretty similar effect to a lot of the Dreadnoughts that we have nowadays. They always have like this synergy with the ability of the Legion. So in this case, it's basically strategy. You drop this guy, and then you drop a cheap strategy unit, and it does AoE damage. So pretty good, seems really nice. The stats are good. Might be if the Ultramarines are gonna get some abilities to do cheap strategy, then this might be a very powerful late game play, but I guess only time will tell how strong this is going to be. And last but not least, we have an epic, and this is Valius Travian Praetorian Primus. or Primus, and it's a 2 energy 1/3, so it's like at the beginning it might seem like very trash stats, but look at this, it's got front line, and with strategy you can choose to gain +2 or to gain 0 +2. So this is very interesting. In most cases, I guess you're gonna get +2 attack because it's going to be a 2 energy 3/3 with front line. Very good stat line for a troop because it has both attack and defense higher than its cost, and it also comes with front line. But sometimes maybe when you have specific situations, you can just give it more health and it's just gonna be a 1/5. So a very flexible unit that once again will help you adapt to different situations. So even though I think the strategy is quite a simple ability, nothing too crazy, I think it's still pretty interesting because, well, it's going to kind of it's going to complement the whole idea of the Ultramarines being very versatile and being able to adapt to different situations. So you tell me what you think, guys, in the comment, and Ecclesiarch out.